Hey guys, it's me Marty and welcome back to Glam with Marty. So today I have a continuation of my Jaclyn Hill palette volume 1 video. I'll put a link to that up there if you haven't seen it yet. So this is Jaclyn Hill palette volume 1. Today I'm going to be reviewing volume 2, the Jaclyn Hill by Morphe by Jaclyn Hill palette volume 2. So that's what I'm going to be reviewing today. I used it to create this look. Before we get into the video, I do want to ask you guys to please like the video and please subscribe to this channel. I am still trying to give away that Sweet Peach palette. It's right over there when I hit 200 followers. So I want to give y'all some price points and everything on this palette first before we actually get started. This palette is a 35 pan Morphe palette available at Morphe, Ulta. I don't think it's available at Jaclyn's, but wherever Morphe is sold, it's going to be there, as well as in Ulta. It is a 35 pan palette that is $39, so a little bit over $1 a pan. It includes shimmers, it includes mattes. I'll show you guys the palette. Also, I will have timestamps at the bottom, so if you want to skip, it's going to go in order of the intro, the swatches, the test out, the review. So if you want to skip any of that, I am going to have timestamps listed below, as well as everything that I'm wearing on my face is going to be listed down below in the description. So if you want to see what I think about this palette, you can just keep on watching. Thanks. Okay guys, so just like when I did the volume 1 palette, I want to do the swatches now and then do the test out, because I know some people just like to see the swatches and the finished look, so that way if you don't want to stick around for the trial and everything, you don't have to, because these eyeshadow palette trials get really long. But I do want to take my time and swatch all of the swatches for you guys, because I hate when people pick like 3 or 4 and then it's like I would never wear those colors. So I'm going to do all of them. I'm going to do 20 on one arm and then 15 on the other one. I'm going to try to go quicker than last time because it did take a long time, but that's kind of just the nature of it when you have a palette this big. So let's get to swatching. I'm going to just show you guys the first one I'm going to do, the first row, just so y'all can see what we're doing. So y'all can see how much I'm taking. I'm trying to figure out a way to do this with these nails. Alright, so that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to go around twice. It's not easy with these long nails. Okay, and then I'm going to stand up and I'll do the swatches in front of you guys. First 5 swatches we have Certified. Beautiful. In It, which I used as a brow bone highlight. We have Love Handles, which I think I use as my transition shade. Comfort Zone. And lastly, Perfectionist. So that's our first 5 swatches. Next 5 we have Ride Our Diamonds. That's a cute name. Ride Our Diamonds. Oh, they're so sheer. They're a lot sheerer than the other ones. Thick Skin. Thick Skin. No Joke, which is this matte yellow. Wow, that's beautiful. I've never seen a matte yellow like that. The one in the Norvina palette is pretty good too, but this is nice. Talia, or Talia, I don't know how it's pronounced. I think that's one of her nieces or something. Feeling Myself. That's 10 of them. I love swatching with my nails done. Like, I hate swatching without my nails. Like, the videos I've been doing. Next we have, I will tell y'all, no joke, that yellow did get, it's kind of chunky, like some stuff fell out. It might be my nail, but it is what it is. Homebody. Get Ready With Me. RGRWM. Bougie. I wonder if that has something to do with her Bougie Rouge collection. Drama Queen, very fitting for her. And then we have Flawed and Odd. Flawed and Odd kind of let me down a little bit. I'm hoping that it swatches better than it showed up on my lids. Yeah, all of these, this row swatched really, like, not as impressive as the other one. Like the volume 1, y'all remember every color I did, I was like, oh, this is not that at all. Sorry, but it's not cutting it for me. Last 5 for this arm. Whoa, these mattes are pigmented. These are like bananas. All right, so we have G Money. We have Positivity. and T is TEA. It's cute. We have My Man. We all love Jordan. Jordan is the dog. We love him. More Seasoning is the bomb. I love that channel. Then we have Grateful, which might be a gorgeous transition shade. And last on this row, we have Heart On. Make sure I stress that T. Heart On. So that's our first 20 shades. I mean, we got some standouts. I think those last 5 were definitely the standouts on this side to me, because the glitters in this one really kind of the shimmers weren't good on this one. The mattes, just, I said that last time too though, the mattes, I love the mattes. I don't like the shimmers though. The shimmers are really weak, like way weaker than the other one. Living My Best, which I did apply under my lid tonight. We have A Moment, Therapy Sesh. Therapy Sesh, Lolly Mama. And the last one of the 5 is Tipsy Girl. And I think those are named after her dogs, maybe? I feel like I heard that somewhere. I know she loves her dogs like I love my Lulu, so I like that. Her and Jordan really love those puppies. And if you love a dog, if you love an animal, like, you're my buddy. Like, I can't. I love animals. I probably like animals more than people. All right, last row, y'all. Hang with me just a little while longer, okay? We have Empowered. This is the hot side here, apparently. We have, what is this next one? Next. No, thank you. Just Next. Dance Party, which is a beautiful hot pink. I hope it swatches. Yes. That's gorgeous. That's really pretty. Stay True. And Not My Journey. Yeah, this side, again, that happened last time too. The second, like the bottom rows are the most pigmented rows. Last 5 are Good Place, which is beautiful. Paolo? Oh, Hello. Crazy. And Temptress. So my camera's going to die soon, so I want to show you all the swatches. These are all 35 of the swatches of the Jaclyn Hill, the Morphe by Jaclyn Hill palette volume 2. This arm for sure, gorgeous. This one, not so much. Again, that's our neutral side. This is more our colorful, bright side. So these are the swatches. Get a good look at them, because when this camera dies, I'm not going to replace them. So these are all the swatches. It swatched really well, actually. It really did, especially this side. So one last time before I wash them off. Hey guys, so first let's talk packaging. So as far as the outer box goes, it's literally the same as the volume 1 version. It says Jaclyn Hill palette volume 2 Morphe. There's a picture of her again on the back. I'm assuming using this palette to create this look. I'm assuming, I don't know, but so that's the back of it, and let me read what it says. The past few years have been absolutely insane. So many highs, so many lows, amazing memories, and tons of trauma. Through it all, my subscribers always had my back. Thank you for loving and supporting me no matter what. This palette is this palette is to embracing the past, owning the present, and dominating the future together. I hope these shades will make you feel strong, powerful, and loved the way you make me feel every day. XO, Jaclyn Hill. Again, very sweet message. I love the messages she leaves for her subscribers on these things. Ulta, again, they came in the same package, 1 and 2. The box is all dinged up right here and here. I got into a lot of the aesthetics of the packaging in the first review, so I'm not going to do it again, because if you want to do that, you can just click the card I put at the beginning. Looks just like the first one. I really actually like, I know some people might have a problem with that. I love that it looks the same. I am excited to have both of those palettes sitting on that glam station right there, where you can see, and they look the same. Like, you know exactly what it is before you touch it, because it's just white and silver and beautiful. I am not keeping the boxes for either one of these because of the fact that they both, they're both kind of messed up, so I don't want to keep them. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's a lot warmer than the other one. So this is the palette. It's a lot warmer. I'm glad I wore this dress today. Definitely gives summer vibes. It's definitely a sunset palette. You see all the orange, pinks, and yellows. Beautiful. I am excited to start playing with it, so let's start playing. Looks like we have some beautiful shimmers, beautiful mattes. Absolutely stunning. I'm gonna put the swatches in the beginning, like before the test out, but I haven't actually touched them. This is the first time I'm actually messing with them to see what they look like and feel like and everything. So, you know, just a heads up. And in there it says, to my loving subscribers who have supported me all these years, this one's for you. VIIXO Jaclyn Hill. I don't know what VII is. In Roman numerals, that's what? 5, 7? So it looks the exact same as the other one. No mirror. That's fun. No mirror, and we have all the names are underneath the eyeshadows, which I love. I do thank you for that, Morphe, because y'all had an issue with that for a while, and I hated that y'all didn't do that. So I really appreciate that. So let me go get a mirror since they don't include one here, and we shall get started. Okay, so since Homegirl was already out, I'm going to use the Kylie Wet Set Highlighting Palette mirror because it's a big wall-to-wall mirror. So this is the one I'll be using. Oh my God, y'all see how much I use that? That's my favorite highlighter though. I use it all the time. Y'all can see it's been very well loved. Okay, so today I'm gonna do a cut crease, a little more drastic of a look because for part 1, for volume 1, I did like a really light neutral look. So today I want to do something a little bolder. So I want to do a like sunset cut crease. So I want to start with let me start with Crazy, this second to last one right here. That's a beautiful like kind of maroony color. So for a cut crease, for me at least, I can't speak for everyone because you know everyone does their stuff differently. And I'm certainly not a trained makeup artist. I do have an art degree, but I'm not a makeup artist. So we gotta go in with Crazy again. Slanted eyeshadow brush to make a cut crease. Oh, pigmented. I'm gonna go in where I want my crease to start, which I want it to start pretty far in, right above my natural crease. And don't worry, y'all. I know it might look kind of messed up right now when we carve it out. It's gonna actually want this to be a little higher. I feel like you're not going to be able to see it. Oh, I hate that. I have to switch back and forth. It's just, it even looks dumb not having a mirror. Like, this, the top is so big and wide to have nothing there but this little bit of text right there. Like, why? So I'm just dipping back into Crazy out to get more pigment. Mostly because it kind of dipped out at the end a little bit. And I want it to be more prominent of a crease. I'm opening my eyes so I can see exactly where I need my crease to be. I need to be a little higher than because I want that gold. I want a high cut. This for a matte is super buttery, like really buttery, and it's very pigmented. Like as soon as I put it on, it just drew a line like a marker almost, which is really nice. Especially if you're doing a cut crease. You don't want to have to drag it and go back and drag it and go back. I did have to go back twice, and it's so matte. This one, it looks, I could be wrong, I really don't know, but it looks like there's more mattes in this one than the last one. And y'all know I love a matte eyeshadow. Like, you'll very rarely see me out and about with a whole lot of shimmer. I'll usually just do a little shimmer on the lid and that's it. Unless I'm doing like a look, you know what I mean? Again, I know it looks questionable right now, guys, but trust and believe, when we clean it up and we do the lid work, it'll definitely look a lot better than this. It's so funny. Tell me if y'all do the same thing. Every time I do a cut crease, I start doing it, I'm like, I made a mistake. And then in the end, I'm like, oh, it looks really good. I don't know. Cut creases are just weird. So anyway, I want to buff it out a little bit with like a transition shade. It's going to blow out that crease a little bit, and it's also going to help us transition into our eye highlight, our eyebrow highlight. So let's see. I really am loving Love handles right here that I have some of. We're going to go with them. Again, a beautiful mattes. Mattes are so buttery, and those shimmers are so beautiful. Cannot wait to see what they do on the eye because they are nice. Okay, so let's buff this crease out. Oh yeah, I like that. These two colors go really well together in my opinion. Alright. Buffing. Yeah, y'all already can kind of see the difference of what we started with as to what we're planning to end up with, right? I like that they made the palette so that if you stand it up, it'll show volume 2. Like my drawer, these are too tall. The Morphe palettes, the 35 pans are too tall, so I don't stand those up. But in my makeup drawer, in my eyeshadow palette drawer, I definitely used to, well, most of them I stand up, except these really big ones. I stand them all up, so like it's a lot easier to see when you're flipping through them. They're almost like library books in my house. That is such a me comparison. So I just use the spine to try to find which palette I'm looking for at the time. And that spine is actually on the palette itself and not the box, just so I could. Okay, I'm about to go and carve out my lid. I'm not going to do that part on camera, but again, if you want to know what I'm using for it, I'm going to list all of my products I'm using on and off camera in the description box below, just so that y'all can see it, because it's not an eyeshadow tutorial, so I'm not going to waste time doing the cut crease on camera. So let me do my brow highlight, and then I'm going to go do that. So I'm going in with the Morphe by Jaclyn Hill JH50 brush. I cannot remember what it's called. They had names on every single one of them, y'all, but I cannot for the life of me remember what it was. So I want to go in for my eyebrow highlight. I know it's not going to be a surprise to anybody, but I'm going to go with I'm In It, which is the second one. It's like a pearlized white, looks like a shimmer. Certified is like the matte, and then I'm In It is the shimmer. That's literally, I will tell y'all this, that's the only shade I can see for a brow highlight in the whole palette. So just so y'all know, I know it's not a big deal to some people because most of the time I actually highlight my brow with my face highlight, but since this is an eyeshadow palette review, I'm going to use as many colors as possible. But just a heads up, it's Jaclyn and why not? So I'm going to touch that up here. Oh, it looks purple. Why is it purple though? Wow, I was not prepared for that. Hold on, let me see. I know we're not swatching right now, but I just got to see if this is purple or white because it looks so white in the pan. But on the eye, it definitely looks purple. No, it's purple. It's like an iridescent, almost like a duochrome. That's weird. Okay, so just something to be aware of. I'm In It is not as white as it looks in the pan. It is definitely more of a shapeshifter, more of a duochrome color. Whoa, that's, wow, I didn't see that. I did not see that when I applied it. It's definitely more purple than it appears in the pan. I'll let y'all know that. It's way more purple. It definitely, it's like a silver with a purple flip to it. So when I layered it on top of that hot pink-esque cut crease that I did, it definitely is giving me a very purple eye, which is why I'm going to make sure the bottom is very gold. I still think that cut crease is a little bit harsh, so I'm using this SM Miss Glam brush just to kind of, oh, I don't think I mentioned this earlier and I already used a couple shades, so it's kind of late, but I will be listing every shade as I'm using it. You'll hear the little, and then you'll see at the bottom that there's a shade name, so just so y'all know. So that way if you are following at home or there is a specific shade that you're like, oh my god, that looks so pretty, you'll know what shade it is. So alright, I'm going to go now and carve out my lid and kind of clean up a little bit around the sides, and then I'll be back to do the lid with y'all. Okay, y'all, so I just realized I talked for about 30 minutes and I did not record it, so I'm gonna just do this part again. My lids are completely carved out. I have the rest of my eyeshadow. The lid is done. You see how much better the cut crease looks now that I carved it out. So now we're going to go with Flawed and Odd, which is this copper penny-ish red. I did try it already when I forgot to record, so I'm going to hit this with the Stay Spray because I didn't think it had enough punch to it. So I'm going to spray my brush with the Tarte Stay Spray, which y'all know I use every time I need to make a glitter eyeshadow pop. We're going to use that. I just want to see what Flawed and Odd has, because it was, when I put it on a little while ago, it was a little bit of a letdown. Which I have to say, lately, Morphe's matte shimmers that Morphe's eye shimmers that I tried have not been as good as their mattes. In the last like 2 or 3 Morphe palettes I reviewed, they used to be like that bronze mocha palette, the first one I ever bought from Morphe. That thing was clean. So I did do my concealer, the Born This Way concealer on my eyelid, and you can see it's already kind of starting to separate, so I'm going to make sure I'm putting enough on there that it's going to keep it together. So Flawed and Odd is pretty, but it's not quite as pigmented, especially because my base underneath is so light. I thought it was going to be like really pow, but it's pretty. It's just not as pigmented as I wanted it to be. I have to say, so far, and what I've done so far with this palette, I definitely like the other one more. And I heard a lot of people say that because the first one was like such a big deal and such a beautiful palette and such a good formula and all that stuff that people did not like the second one quite as much. But, you know, it's still pretty. I just don't like the shades in particular as much as I did the first one. So let me go off camera to do the other side with this orange with Flawed and Odd. Go do that. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so with Flawed and Odd, I want to let y'all know it definitely took a lot of digging and building to get it to this color, to get it to this orange color. So it's not quite as pigmented as it is in the pan. Although it's a beautiful shade, it's not as pigmented or as glittery or shiny or anything like that as it was in the pan. I just have to let y'all know that because y'all know that's kind of what I'm here for. So that one, I don't care too much for Flawed and Odd. Now I want to go with Talia, which is this beautiful gold color, and that is right up my alley, so I have high hopes for this. Let's see. Oh, it's pretty. It's like reflective. Maybe I should try applying this with my finger and see what happens. Yeah, let's do that. Ugh, I hate applying eyeshadow with my finger. Like, I know a lot of glitters make you do that, but like, I just hate applying eyeshadow with my finger. It's not neat, and I can't stand that. Now we're going to try it with a It's beautiful, but I'm gonna have to try it with a brush. I can't do that. Talia has a lot of glitter, but it's not pigmented. It's very shiny though. It's very glittery, but I don't think it's very pigmented. I don't like the pigmentation of it, but I do like the glitter of it. No, it's giving. Okay, it's giving. It's giving me gold coins. It's giving me Vegas. It's giving me sunset. Something about these kind of pigments, y'all, what I've been doing lately that's making it work better is I'll apply it. Let me show y'all. I know it's not a tutorial, but I'll give y'all a little tiny bit of a technique that I do now that I've been finding works with like glittery shades like that. I'll take my flat shader brush, as always the Bogachet one. I'll spray it with the Stay Spray from Tarte, and again I always use that one, but you can use whatever setting spray you want. You can even just use water. I just find that Tarte Stay Spray, it's not a matte setting spray like the Peach Perfect setting spray from Too Faced or the D-Slick from Urban Decay, and it's not shiny like the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dewy Set. So that way it's not going to manipulate the color of the eyeshadow. It's just going to take the pigment and just pick up more of it. Then what I do is I'll usually take it and, again, this is the shade Talia, or Talia, I don't know how it's pronounced. Then I'll take it and I'll press it like on its side like this, almost like you're painting. Right? And that's what it'll, yeah, you almost use it like a paintbrush, but you're just packing it on. Like you're not dragging the eyeshadow, you're just packing it. Because glitters you don't want to ever drag. You always want to just pack. It's looking pretty now. I didn't like it at first, but it's looking a lot better now. Okay, I do want to blend these two a little bit. And I took out this Morphe M562 brush. It's a mini blender brush, or a mini detail blender brush or something like that. And I'm just going to bring that where the orange and the yellow meet, just to kind of give it a little... Okay, I have one more thing I want to do before I go and do the rest of my look off camera. There's one more thing I want to do. Alright, I'm going to use this. It's a NYX brush. It's a NYX. It's number 42. I think it's called like a micro detail brush. It's really, really small. And all I want to do with this is take a darker color. I don't think there's a deep, deep color like Abyss. Oh, there's a close one though. Temptress is like Abyss, but it's got a little glitter in it. I just want to take a little tiny bit of that and kind of add a little more dimension to, whoa, y'all look at that, it looks like an ink pen. I want to add a little more dimension to my crease, but that's real, real dark, so I don't want to go crazy with it. I just want to put like a little tiny bit. So that's all I'm going to do with that. Alright, then I'm going with this micro blending brush and just blending that into my crease. I'm only blending up. I don't want to blend down because I really don't want to mess up the cut crease. I mean the lid, which I already kind of did. I'm going to have to go back and clean this up a little tiny bit, but shouldn't be that hard. We'll just use the brush. So again, I'm not going up. I'm not going down. I'm just going up because I want to fade it into the purple, but I really don't want to put it on the lid. That's the reason I do the lid after I do the rest of the eye. As my godchild says, clean up, clean up, clean up. So that is it right now for the eyes. We are going to come back in a little bit and do some under eye work, and then do my final thoughts and swatches and all that stuff. So I'm going to go. I'll be right back. And when I come back, my face is going to look a lot different. Alright, you guys. So I am back. My makeup is almost completely done. So I want to come back and do the under eye makeup look and then the tear duct, which I always do last. So I put my Kylie thing back. So I was like, I'm not going to take it out again. I'm just going to use the mirror that's attached to my makeup mirror. So let's open our beautiful palette again, the Jaclyn Hill palette Vol.II, and we have some beautiful shades. So what do I want to use for my, oh, Living My Best. Yeah, we'll do Living My Best. That's beautiful. So this is like a red color, Living My Best, but it has a little bit of shimmer in it. I don't know if y'all can see it. There's glitter, not really a shimmer, but there's like glitter. It's like a matte with glitter in it, not like a pressed glitter or anything like that. But anyway, so I'm just gonna use this Shani eyeliner brush, I think is what it's called, to dip into Living My Best, because I just kind of want to see what it looks like. It's red, y'all. It is really red. Like, it's so red. It'd be a nice Valentine's Day look. Oh, baby, she has some pigment in there. Pretty. Let me connect it to my wing. And I'm gonna go back with that darker color. I forgot what it's called, but the black color. I'm gonna go back in with that too to line my bottom lashes. It's also beautiful, but it's just really pigmented. Some people are a little scared of like crazy colors like that, and this one I feel like if you're not confident in it, or if you don't think you want to use it, you could really go like real left real quick with it because it's just such a pigmented color. Then I'm going to go with Temptress, which is the black. And the black is kind of similar to Living My Best. It's black like what's the one and the other one? Abyss, I think is what it's called. It's like that except it's got those little glitter flakes in it. So I'm just going to take that same Morphe brush. I use this every time I do my makeup. The M165 from Morphe. It's an eyeliner brush. And I'm just going to stamp right along my lash line. Yeah, I like that. It's really pretty. I like it, Jaclyn. I like it a lot, honey. You did a good job. You did a good job, like I always tell Lulu. Okay, so that's that. I want to do a quick tear duct highlight. Where's my tear duct highlight brush? Here it is. And again, I really do like that Jaclyn made a brush for your inner eye corner. Let's go with Ride or Diamonds because I want to try that color. I can't get my hand in it though. Not super, it's not showing up on the brush particularly well. Let's see what it does in the corner. It shows up a good bit. I mean, it's okay. Okay, I think that is it. So I'm gonna go finish, like do the finishing touches on my look, and then I'll be back to swatch with y'all, not to swatch, to give my final thoughts. And I also want to compare it a little bit to the first palette. So okay, I'm getting ready to shoot the wrap up, but I had to show y'all. Look at how stained my arm is on that red side where we put all the red, where I put all the red colors. Oh my god, my arm is so stained. Looks like I got beat up. Okay guys, sorry about that, but I had to take a little break because my battery and my backup battery were both dead because I'm shooting 3 videos tonight. So anyway, back to my final thoughts on the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette volume 2. So even though, let me put this lower. Even though I want to talk about this volume 2 palette on its own, I do also want to compare it to the volume 1 palette because like some of y'all may not know which one you want to get, so I'm going to compare them both so y'all can see, and then I'm going to talk about just this one. So again, if you haven't seen the review, if I haven't mentioned it already, if you haven't seen the review of the volume 1, I want you to go ahead and check that card above for like the full review of it. But I also want to show you guys the 2 palettes together so you can see them both together. So the top one is volume 1, the bottom is volume 2. And obviously volume 2 is a way warmer palette. Volume 1 looks like it's a more neutral palette, but honestly the colors were bolder I think in volume 1. There are some bold ones in volume 2, but anyway, if you have one palette to buy, if you're trying to get one of these and you're not sure which one to get, I definitely like 1 better. I like 2 as well, but I definitely like 1 better. I think there's more browns, there's more transition shades, there's more of a shade range. Like you have your colors like Inlight and Beam at the top, and then Central Park, Soda Pop, Chip, and Abyss down at the bottom, and Enchanted. This one I just don't find it has as much versatility. I mean, if you have to choose one of the 2, I would definitely choose palette 1, but I definitely like both of them. But now I want to just review 2 by itself. I will say the swatches were not as good on 2 as they were on 1, because like I said, 1 had bolder pigments. But I do really like 2 as well. 2 is definitely a warmer tone sunset palette. The shimmers on 2 were way weaker than the shimmers on 1. The mattes in both palettes, the mattes were absolutely stunning. I love the mattes. I did find some of these look alike, especially the shimmers. Like these 4 right here, you can kind of see that they all look the same. I do have something about the packaging I don't like, and I mentioned it to my mom after I shot the video, so I couldn't mention it in the video. But I don't like that they did this light silver on the inside. It looks pretty, but like for me, I like to keep things really clean, and eventually that's gonna get really dirty. Like the more I work, because I do makeup a lot, and you can always take a makeup wipe and just go over it and get rid of it, but I just don't like that. So I don't know what made them decide to do white. I hate that there's no mirror. I said that on the last one too. I cannot stand that there's no mirror. The palette itself though, like this, I love the way this looks. I said that about both of them. I love the way it looks. It just looks professional. It looks clean. I love the silver. I love how it's raised. It's definitely her aesthetic. I like the way it looks. They made it like it is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, but they did it like it could be just Jaclyn Hill's palette, and I think that's why Jaclyn Cosmetics has yet to drop an eyeshadow palette. Anyway, so this palette, I used it to create this look tonight. First one, it has a lot of pans, and I think between the 2 of them, they have a lot of similar colors, so I certainly don't think anyone needs to get both of them. But the second one, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 diamonds because the glitters just did not pay out like I thought it was. Flaws and Awe, I didn't like that. It was not as pigmented as I thought it was going to be. That's the yellow one. And then the gold one, this one right here. The shimmers just don't, the way the shimmers look in the pan is just not how they show up on your eye at all, and I cannot stand that. You can get the glitters to that point, but you have to dig and dig and dig and dig and layer and layer and layer and layer, and sometimes that's difficult to do, especially when you can look at them and they are so pigmented in the pan. Now the mattes, again, these three, super pigmented. These three, super pigmented. All the mattes I really enjoyed, but I did not care that much for the shimmers. As a matter of fact, I didn't really love any of the shimmers in this palette. I didn't like because it looks white in the pan, but it actually has a weird purple shift to it. Good palette. I don't think I'd pay $40 for it if it's on sale, which it is usually on sale. I maybe would get it for, I don't know, $20 is probably a better price for this. Packaging is a little flimsy, beautiful but flimsy, and some of the shades I just didn't like that much. So speaking of them being on sale, if you want to follow my glam in real time and check my deals of the day, which both of these palettes were featured on deals of the day, you can follow my Instagram, which is listed right here, for random thoughts about music, movies, all kinds of things. You can check my Twitter page, which is listed right here. I'm going to ask you guys, like I do every week, to please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I still have that Sweet Peach palette to try to give away. I did launch an OnlyFans last week. That's going to be listed down below. It's not that kind of OnlyFans. It's just like things so I don't have to worry about demonetization and copyright on YouTube, and just stuff I'm not fully comfortable posting on like my Instagram or my YouTube. So that's going to be all on my OnlyFans, which is $4.99. So you can, I'll put a link for that down in the description below, as well as all of my other social medias. If you need anything else, guys, y'all can hit me below in the comment box, or any of my other social medias, which is always the last slide. So thank you guys again so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Yeah, and I'll see you guys next time you get glam, if you come over and get glam with Marty. Beautiful palette. See y'all next time. Bye.